I quit. I'm done. I'm out. I've had enough. That's what it felt like today. That's where I went today. And I find it fascinating how sometimes it takes not necessarily the biggest things to break the camel's back, but that just extra straw that pushed us over the edge. And I was this close. This fucking close. I wanted to slip back into my old habits. I wanted to sedate, and even in the simplest way. Like, I didn't want to work out. I didn't want to push it today. Didn't want to be here doing this stuff. I wanted to come home after work and just fucking numb. TV, junk food, social media, just block out from the world, and I was this close. And this is why a lot of people think the zero choice mentality is harsh, why this ultimate discipline is unreasonable, and why I personally believe and have seen it in my life and in others' life means that you will overcome because it forces you to. You have given your word. You have to be held to a higher standard and held accountable. And so when shit hits the fan, because it's going to, when stuff gets you down and things get to you, the need that you have given your word to override those feelings will kick in. And that's why this matters. It's why you need someone in your corner. It's why you need to set a standard. It's why you need to set that standard when you're feeling good before shit hits the fan. It's why everything needs to be mapped out in advance. Yes, you can make tweaks to certain things as you go through, but overall, the overarching principle is it has been said, it is getting done. End of fucking story. This is where we're at. Because life is going to throw curveballs at you. It is going to get up in your face. Resistance is going to come and kick in your motherfucking door and try and drag you back to mediocrity. And you have to have contingency plans in place for those days. So, as you may know, we're looking for a new house. Our rental agreement that we're working on has been terminated due to the landlord selling our house. And we thought we'd found the house. It was perfect. We were excited for it. And today we got denied. And for whatever reason, that hit me harder than I was expecting. I'm an internal optimist. I really am. Everything is always going to work out. Everything always works out for my highest good. I'm one of the luckiest guys that you were ever likely to meet. That is just fact and how I live my life. And yet today, for some reason, this got to me. As I said, I didn't want a fucking bar of any of this. I just wanted to run away. I wanted to run and hide. I wanted to eat my feelings. I wanted the pizza, wanted the ice cream, wanted to have a bottle of wine with my wife, wanted to do all those fucking things because that part of today was pretty crap. You know why I didn't? Because I gave my fucking word. I set a standard and I'm holding myself to that standard. And I put it out to the world. I put it out to you here. I put it out to everyone I know that this is what I am doing. And yes, as I've spoken about many times, I could go and do it in secret and no one would ever fucking know. No one would know. And I could. It'd be fine. But I'd know. And I had given my word that I needed to be the best husband, father, and man I could possibly be for my family, for all those around me, for my kids, for those I lead. For you, I need to be the best version of myself. And yeah, I could be one of those phonies on the internet and just say I did. But I didn't want to be that person. I need to build this integrity with myself. So I'm not risking that. I have to do the work. So here I am. I did the workout. I did the weighted walk. I did all the things on my list, on the 126 to greatness list. I kept my word despite how I felt. And that's where discipline equals freedom. Because it overrides your motherfucking feelings. Because as I said, resistance is going to come in and get you. It's going to sneak in the night and it's going to try and sabotage you. And you have to set this in place so that it overrides when things come up, when you feel weak, when you feel tired, when you don't feel like doing it. That discipline muscle kicks in and says, I don't give a fuck about your feelings. You've been called to something greater, something greater than your fucking emotions to go watch TV, to sedate through junk food, alcohol, TV, social media, dopamine chasing of any format. You've been called to more than that. So let's fucking act like that. Let's do the work. And as I've spoken to you before about, this is actually when you get the most benefit. This is when you grow the most. This is when you gain the most from this process. Because no, I don't want to do this today. No, I don't want to be here doing this. And I'm still doing it. And that's when I build that muscle the most. When I don't want a bar of it and I get up and do it anyway, that's when you gain the most. That's when the growth happens. It's literally discipline and fortitude is a muscle in the brain. And it's linked to success. It's linked to good aging. It's linked to happiness. It's linked to all these things. And people who constantly put themselves into situations that make them uncomfortable and they push forward and do it regardless are the ones who build this muscle the strongest. So the days when you don't want a bar of it, when you feel like running away, when you feel like hiding and going and sedating in whatever fashion you choose, or in my case, a lot of them, and you don't, and you continue to push forward, you are putting money in the bank for your discipline muscle. And the days you feel good are going to become a fucking breeze. They're going to become easy as. And this is what it's about. It's about building that muscle. So that I can look in my kid's face and go, I know I did the work. I showed up. Yesterday was hard. Yesterday I felt like breaking, and I didn't. And I kept showing up. I kept doing the work. That's what fucking matters. That's where greatness comes from. That's where you build this muscle and you redefine who you are. You carve away the bullshit and you find out that character that you actually are. This is where it matters. This is where it counts. That's why I said you need someone in your corner, because you do. The chances of you being able to hold yourself to that standard, especially this when it's early on in the process, isn't high. It is not high. So you need someone to hold the standard for you. I've put it out there to the world. I've told everyone that I'm going to do this. That is how I hold myself accountable. There's no one else in my corner. It's just you and me. But I promised that I would become the best version of myself. And beyond that, I promised my kids. They have no understanding. They don't understand what that means. But I promised them. I looked into their beautiful little faces and I told them that Daddy was going to be the best father, husband, and man he could be. And every single day he was going to show up as the best version of himself. And it's easy to show up as the best version of yourself when life is going smoothly, when everything is panning out the best it can. It's much harder when shit hits the fan. And I know what I banked today from overcoming that feeling, from overcoming those emotions, is going to be worth so much. Because as I said, you learn to deal with stress on a whole new level. I thought I was doing really well. And in fact, I am. I am handling stress like a fucking boss at the moment. I am really pleased with how much better I have gotten at handling this stress. On the flip side, though, today I didn't. But I overcame it. I kept showing up. I kept doing the work. Therefore, the next time that thing comes to break me, it won't. It won't even get to me. And each step forward, you learn to overcome the new stressor that's going to break you. And when you conquer that one, it takes so much more the next time. Because life is going to keep throwing shit at you. It is inevitable that life is going to throw stuff at you and you won't know how to handle it. But a man who constantly shows up, does the work, learns to put himself into uncomfortable situations and actually thrive in them, to seek out discomfort and get better at it. That man is able to handle so much more. And then you build on top of it. You just keep building and that momentum builds until you're unfuckable. Like, nobody can fuck with you. Unfuckable is probably not a good terminology. Now that I think about that, and that sentence actually came out of my fucking mouth. But you cannot be fucked with. because you deliberately chose every single day to do uncomfortable things. You deliberately chose every single day to push yourself to your limits, to push your boundaries. Because not only did I not feel like it today, I pushed myself harder. My workouts have just taken up a whole new level. In fact, apart from today, I'm generally fucking loving it because it's pushing me to the whole new level that I didn't know I was capable of. My weighted walks have been reached to a whole new level. I've realized that I've got to do 10-minute kilometers. That's a whole other level of resistance, and I'm nowhere near that level. But I now have to push myself further and harder every single day. I am actively seeking discomfort in those areas. I am actively seeking to be pushed beyond my limits so that I can see what I'm truly made of. That's what this is about. This is why we do this. So when life throws these days at you, you are ready for them. And you can lead by example for your wife, for your kids, for all those around you. That when stress gets to you, you go, doesn't fucking faze me. Because stress will still come, but perception is reality. So how you perceive that stress, how you handle it, how you show up as a man during that time is how it actually is. Because how you perceive it is your reality. If you're someone who is easily stressed, who is easily rattled, that's your reality. You live a stressful life. Or you could be someone who pushes through and stress doesn't become a factor because you stress yourself out. So no longer does anything stress you out because you know how to stress yourself and push yourself beyond those points. So those things that life happens don't matter anymore. Because it's like that old saying, the worst thing to ever happen to you is the worst thing to ever happen to you. It doesn't matter how that compares to other people's worlds and other people's stress levels. It matters to you. On the flip side, you can also change that. You can also determine how stressed you're going to be in any situation by teaching yourself, by practicing, by preparing, by doing the work so that when it does come, it doesn't affect you. And that's what this is about. And then you can pass that skill on to your children. You can inspire others to learn those skills. Because it's not just about you. It's about how many lives you can impact in your circle of influence. That's what we're building. It's not about just changing your life. It's about changing all the lives around you. And when you become the best husband, father, and man that you can possibly be, you are going to impact and change the lives around you. And that's an important step. And that's a life worth living. It's worth stepping into your greatness. It's worth sacrificing the things that don't really fucking matter to lead a fulfilling life, to impact other people's lives, to lead the best life you possibly can. If for nobody else but your children. I don't know about you, but I cannot think of a better gift to leave my children than teaching them from a very young age how to live their best life, how to handle stress, how to show up, how to have discipline, how to work hard, how to have focus and fortitude, how to live a fulfilling life. Sounds like a pretty great gift to me. So are you ready to pass that on to your kids? Are you ready to do that? There's a link down below. Join the list. Join the daily greatness. Start seeing what's truly involved in 126 to greatness. And let's see how we can change your life. Until then, talk soon.